Hello and welcome back to Factorio Vanilla++. This will be episode 4 and we have just finished researching electronics, and next on the list is automation 2 so that we can get this second level assembler, because in the last episode we were trying to make inserters, and because inserters take 3 objects to make, they require having a better assembler. Now, obviously I ran out of belt here, which is the other thing I would like to get going really quickly here, as well as an output box. Keep, 5 stacks, sure. We will definitely need more than that, but I doubt the box will ever get to that point. So the other thing I want is belt, which I need a couple of inserters for, ironically. So I want to get some basic belt production as well, just so that I've got it here. Again, I'm going to need a lot to set up the smelting array, which I call it a basic smelting array. It's going to be massive, but it will be basic in the form that it'll be our first go at it, and it'll last us at least until we get to the electric furnace stage, and hopefully we won't have to worry about it at that point. So I'm looking here and thinking, because I usually do it vertically, so by vertically I mean I would put the smelting array left to right, and then the outputs would go downwards, which I could do that here. I'm trying to determine whether I want to put it vertically and then have the outputs horizontal. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll do it that way, just because I'm questioning it so much. So you, and put an extra one there. Oh, right, I don't have stack size upgrade yet. Okay, I will leave those to be. So, to get started on our basic smelting setup, I'm going to need to come out a decent ways. I'll have enough room vertically. I should. I may have to take care of that base first if I'm going to do this over here. So I'll start down here and work my way up instead. Now I'm going to need room, plenty of room, around this thing. So let's say belts come in, la da da. So on the outside will be the first output. So that'll be output. One, have the double array. So that's 5. That'll be 8. And power those as such. And then I will want 1, 2, 3. Okay. And this will actually go, put 2 spaces in between. It's 5, 7, 8. Okay. So that is the 16 for one side. And then 3 belts. And then another 16. And this will take care of our iron to start out with. So those are our iron smelters. I'm thinking that might do 2 iron and 2 copper to be really sure, but I think one of each will last me long enough that I can not have to worry about setting up a second one as far as needing the resources outputted. So after that, I want 5 in between, room for expansion, without having to tear it all down and then re-expand. Then you, 1, 2, 3, that, and belt. Alright, so that one will be copper. And I will need a lot more ferni, especially for the steel one, which takes twice as many furnaces. Actually, I'll put steel... No, I've already screwed that up. I was going to say I'll put steel where I said I would put copper, but I would have to take it all down and re-put it up, so I'll just put it next to it. Which will not be as pretty of a setup for having the iron input, but I will just deal with it. I've already kind of screwed it up if I wanted anything more out of it. So let's fill these guys up so that I get a whole bunch of stone for more furnaces. And I should have belt here. I do. Quite a bit of it. I'm not going to have inserters because I have not finished the automation research yet, which is okay. So let's run back down here, set up some more stuff. Actually, I've not set up that much. I'll go ahead and do steel. Get these out of the way. I'll go ahead and do steel here. Not set up too much that it'll be an issue. Now, steel is basically the same idea, except I do this. And the idea here is you run coal here so that you can put an inserter into it and then have a long-handed here to take the iron out. And that way you get steel made in this one and iron made in this one with iron ore going down the middle. So that will be our steel production. Alright. And hook those up. Have you there. Have some belts. And copper smelting will go here. Bam, bam. Put another one. And finally, stone smelting. Which we don't need this much, but I just like to have one set up. No real particular reason. Just 'cause. And honestly, in the early game, it just takes a whole lot more time and effort. But I'm willing to put it in for now. So set up these furnaces. For the steel production. And this is why I need so many furnaces. Going to have a couple hundred of them down by the time I finish this starting array that should last us quite a while. Again, I say should. I'm not totally certain that it will, but the idea is that it lasts us until electric furnaces. And then we won't have to, or hopefully by that point we'll also have robots and we won't have to put it all down by hand and set it all up manually, because we all know that's a pain. I think it takes me well over an hour, sometimes a couple of hours, just to get this basic array set up. And I'm going to need to run power down there as well, which I can just run straight off of here. But I need to get more stone for the furnaces. Automation is nearly complete, which means I can get inserters started. Going to need a lot of them. I'm also going to need wood, well, not wood. I'm going to want steel for buffer chests, because I am a buffer chest fan. Which means I'm going to need to research steel and hook that production up first, which will be okay. There's some more transport belt. It's actually making it faster than it can store it. So let's just take the end of this pole and drag it out to the smelting array. Very glad that they added this into the game, the automatic placing. If you played far enough back, you know that this was not a thing, and placing it by yourself was kind of a pain when you had to place this many in a row. Alright, so there's power out here. Go ahead and run the belt system. And let's see, how did I do this? That will go there, so I want it to come here. Alright, so there's the assembly machine 2s. Get me some steel, please. Oops. Nope, not quite. There we go. And then I'll have buffer storage down here. And actually, this steel will have to come in a couple of lines for the buffer storage. Because of the second array of ferni, it does take up a little bit more space, which is okay. And this will be the copper, coal, and ore lines. So it'll be ore on either side of a coal line. Not necessary to have this many belts, but I just like it this way. And this needs to be on the inside. And I'm out of belt. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to need to bring down my resources, which for now means copper bolt, but my words jumbled. Transport belts instead of train lines. Long, long transport belts. But that is okay. I will probably run them down this way and then across and up when necessary. Just kind of leave this space open for train depot area. Specifically ore depots. So, go over and get my transport belts. And have a second output so that it just keeps making it. And cut them off a little bit. I definitely don't need 30 stacks. Well, I mean, I will need 30 stacks for this project, but I don't need to save up 30 stacks at the moment. So there's steel processing. Guess I'll go for turrets. I'm not really gonna need them to take out that base. What I'm gonna need is military. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that instead. Because I'm going to need military 2, which I can create the 20 science packs on my own to make piercing rounds. That will make taking out that base incredibly easy. Of course, I will need smelting online first, which once I start smelting, my pollution in this area is going to skyrocket, making them more aggressive. So I may need to take care of all these expansion areas before turning on the smelting. And do I have a splitter on me? I do not. I'm going to need quite a bit of underground. Of course that just used up all of my track, so I might as well go get some more. And I think first order of business will be to run this coal down. Which I will just go ahead and grab these boxes. And take you out. I'll put that there. So you will run down. Is this gonna run? It will. So I'll want to run it over here. Yeah, just past the water will be fine. And then bring it all the way down. Which I was thinking about bringing it down here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Let me go line that up. Just to get it where I want it. Alright, so that's military 1. I'm not gonna make... I will go ahead and set those up to be made in my inventory, but since I don't already have them made, I'm not gonna start military 2 research yet. Alright, and that is all of that belt. Go get some more. How much do you have for me? About 100? It's not bad, considering that mining drill's about to run out. I'm gonna say, considering the low number of mining drills that I have here. I'll just wait for him to run out real quick. Which actually, I'm sure it's that thing right there. Which this one is also on top of, so getting rid of this now is not going to be an issue. Alright. Plop you right in there. Let me set these to have limits on them, and these can have limits too, just to reduce the amount of iron that's going that way if it doesn't need to be taken that way. Because if all of this is just for the science and it's backing up, then it doesn't need any more. I do not have... Well, I have half of them. I'll go ahead and start the research and throw these in. Which it's still going to be throttled by my red production, but that is okay at the moment. Go ahead and work on getting this belt run down. That went around that pole very nicely. Alright. Let's connect these two belts up, and that will do us for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. The next one, we will continue to work on our early smelting, and I hope to see you then. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.